Hi everyone, welcome. The new episode of Peter's English Podcast has been started. Hi everyone, I'm your host Peter. I live in East Slovakia and my hobby is learning English. I've been learning English since Peter, you don't know when you have when have you started learning English? Yes, I know, of course. I've been learning English since August 2022, and I like watching movies and series in English. I like listening to my favorite English podcasts and audiobooks in English. I like doing my Peter's English podcast, and I like to do my novel Viera the Vampire Diary. Okay, people, I'm your host. I'm your host. I'm the host of my own Peter's English podcast, and we can start with the slogan because I created my own slogan of Peter's English podcast, and let's start. Learn English, be successful, change your life, open a lot of doors, create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented because learning English is for everyone. And it's true. Okay, people. Okay, what should we do? Everything is working. I'm online. I'm on YouTube because this is YouTube live stream. And then I want to upload the record of this because I've been streaming and recording via OBS Studio. I'm streaming and recording in the same time, and the live stream is in H264, but the record is in hertz, and I think it will be great. And thanks to my podcast stuff, everything can has to be great because I use Logitech MX Brio 4K webcam, but my podcast is in full HD. And okay, people, this is what the Peter, you have to Peter, don't be shy. Don't be shy. It's the start, and the start is always terrible. Don't worry. No one cares. No one cares. This is, people, my ramble episode. Yes, of course. This is my playground for practicing my speaking skills without any kind of preparation for 1 hour. Hold your horses, hold your hands, hold your fingers, hold everything, because I'm trying to survive this 1 hour in English without any kind of preparation. It's Peter Sunday Ramble. Welcome, and we can start. Okay, what should I do in this episode? I want to practice my speaking skills for 1 hour without any kind of preparation. And okay, let's start with the statistics. Yes, Peter. Yes, Peter. Yes, people. Yes, the whole world. Yes, the whole galaxy. Yes, the black hole somewhere in the galaxy. Let's start with the statistics. Peter, you are starting for 4 minutes. Do something. We don't have so much time. Only 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour is enough. Okay, people. Now start the section, the topic from the kitchen of Peter's English Podcast. You do. Okay. I want to start with my current statistics from my Spotify for Creators account and I have a very great news. I mean very great news from the kitchen of Peter's English Podcast, because until now I have 1,824 total streams or downloads from every kind of podcast app, including Spotify, Deezer, and Pocket Cast, and other things except YouTube. from the whole world, and it's great. I'm so happy. Thank you, people, for listening, for watching, and for everything. Then the best country for that where people where people where people where people watch or listen to my Peter's English podcast is the USA. Thank you, guys. The second place is for Japan. Thank you, guys. I'm so happy that in the USA and in Japan people likes my podcast. Thank you very much. I hope that you like it, of course. And the third place is Slovakia. Yes, people in Slovakia. It's my homeland. It's my main homeland. I live in Slovakia. And the fourth place is for Brazil. Yes, people. 3.3 3.3% is the fourth place for Brazil. That's great. And now I can continue with the statistics of my Spotify. I have 11 followers on Spotify, and the Spotify is 7% of everything. I mean, from the total number, because because people found me on the internet. Yes, the web, the platform, the web, from the internet websites. People find me, and this is the most bigger place for me. That's great. And okay, and now the statistics for Spotify. I have 11 followers on Spotify. Thank you, guys. Then the biggest country only for Spotify is Slovakia. Yes, of course. I live in Slovakia. It's my home country. Okay, then the gender and age. People, as I said before, you don't believe, but the most of the viewers or listeners only on Spotify are women in my age. Hi, women. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your support. That's great. And now, people, I discovered only today that on Apple Podcasts I have 9 followers. Thank you, guys. And I don't know other statistics, but I can check if I want, but not today because I'm streaming and recording. And now YouTube. YouTube isn't okay. We can start with the YouTube now. Statistics from YouTube. I have 30 followers on YouTube. Thank you, guys. That's great. Thank you for your support. And now with the statistics, I want to continue. My brain is quicker than my words. Perfect. Now I want to tell you about the statistics of Peter's English podcast from YouTube. The total views in the total views from the whole time on YouTube for Reels are 6,400 people. That's great. Thank you, guys. And my videos have 3,300 views. Perfect. But this number includes my audio and video episodes, and the biggest numbers have my old fairy tales. Audio episodes about my fairy tales. About my old fairy tales in English that you can find on Wattpad in my ebook, Peter's Fairy Tales. That's great. But the new stuff is not very popular. I think Peter's Birthday Ramble is there. It has 35 views, but it's not so good. And the new stuff is not there, people. Why don't you like Viera the Vampire Girl Diary? It's great, it's funny, and full of humor. And it's the best time for for doing free ad for my novel. And how to start? Yes, I want to talk about my. Yes, I can start with the main goal of this podcast because I don't know if there are a lot of people that they know. The main goal of this podcast is practicing my speaking skills in English. Yes, people. I created this podcast as the best playground for practicing my English. Yes, and it works, as you can see. Now I can ramble for 1 hour without any kind of problems. I've been streaming from 24th of June 2024 until now. And the start was very, very funny and interesting because I started as audio podcast with and I did everything. I recorded everything only with my phone because I thought, Peter, you need only your phone and Bob's your uncle. And I did it. I did 12 episodes. These 12 recordings were and so on. You understand? It was total start. And you can listen and have fun with these episodes because they are still the part of my podcast playlist. And I decided to keep it as the history of this podcast. Why not? Everything has its history. My podcast has to have his history too. And I decided to keep this. And I did 12 episodes, and then I upload them into my Google Drive, and people could listen to it thanks to the link to my Google Drive. I mean the link to the episode on my Google Drive, and but it wasn't very good. And yes, why I told yes, because I forgot to tell you who inspired me. The biggest inspiration was thanks to Luke's English podcast. Yes, my favorite English podcast for learning English, because Luke is my hero. Luke Thompson is my hero. He's the owner of Luke's English podcast, and thanks to Luke has inspired me for creating my own Peter's English podcast when he told in one of his episodes, then start your own podcast and practice your speaking skills in English. And I did it. And I've been podcasting since 24th of June 2024. Yes, people, I know, I'm playing that I'm a podcaster. Why not? It's my hobby. I discovered that it's my hobby. The start was very funny, but then I decided that my Peter's English podcast has to be about my own fairy tales in English. And this is the first main goal of this podcast. I wanted to publish my own fairy tales in English. And why? Because I discovered English learning platforms 2 years ago that you have to practice your writing skills, listening, pronunciation, speaking, vocabulary, and so on. And the best idea how to practice your writing skills, that means you can activate your vocabulary and create output. You have to, you see people, I use the word output. It's great. And thanks to writing your own stories in English, you can practice your output and you can create something. And the best idea is create your own stories in English that you like. Create your own short novel like me, like my novel, Viera, the Vampire Diary, and publish it and create your own podcast as your playground for practicing your speaking skills in English. And that was the start of Peter's English podcast. It was an audio podcast. I recorded everything with my phone. And what else? Yes, and the podcast was only about my own fairy tales in English. But later I discovered AI chatbots, and there are very good helpers. Thanks to them, you can use them as English teachers. It's a very good tool for learning English. And thanks to ChatGPT, I discovered that I can create my own English podcast, that I can create for free, because I use Spotify for creators, that is for free, and that's great. Thank you, Spotify. It's a free ad. Yeah, yes, I know it's a free ad, but it's true. I use it. You can use everything else. You can use only YouTube. It's your choice. But thanks to Spotify, you can create real podcast for free, and that's great for everyone. And I use it as the official podcast hosting. That's for free, and that's great. I hope it stays free. Please keep it free forever. But okay, we can continue. And then ChatGPT told me, Peter, if you want to continue with podcasting and be more professional, and buy professional gear for it. And I did it. My first professional gear was my microphone, Logitech Blue Yeti microphone. It's for creators like me, and I did it. But I discovered that I can use it only with computers, with Windows, and I wanted to use it with my microphone, with my phone. Yes, I tried to connect it to my phone, but it wasn't possible. But I had my older notebook, very old. It has 12 years now, and I use it for my audio podcast. Only for my audio podcast without monitoring, because I didn't know what is monitoring of the sound, and I did it. I started to use my mic Logitech Blue Yeti with my very old notebook with the Audacity software, only for audio without monitoring something, and I did it. But I discovered that my notebook is too old, too slow, and I decided that the best idea is buying a new one. And I did it, and I decided that the best idea for me is buying a gaming notebook. Why? Because it was created for power, for heavy using or strong using. No, because it was created for gaming, and gaming need strong gaming GPU, very good cooling, and it was a very good idea, because I can use the power of my gaming GPU, of my gaming notebook, for streaming and recording my podcast, and it's very and my gaming notebook is very, very strong and very quick, because it uses SSD. And it has a lot of RAM, and I did it, and I started to produce my podcasts with my gaming notebook, with my Blue Yeti microphone, without monitoring. But then ChatGPT explained, Peter, you have to monitor the sound of your podcast. You don't know if it's good or not. And I did it. I started to use my MP3 earphones, and I thought, okay, now I'm monitoring. But the start wasn't very easy. It was very strange and funny to listen my voice, but I did it. It's only about practicing. Yes, people, without practicing, you cannot speak English, you cannot do your podcast, you cannot do anything. You have to practice, and practice, as Luke from Luke's English podcast always says. You have to practice, 5P, practice. It's true, really. And I did it. Okay, but in the start of year 2025, I was streaming, Peter, you like video shows. Yes, I wanted to create my own video podcast because I wanted to create my own video show, TV show. Yes, and I did it because I bought my Logitech MX Brio 4K webcam for creators like me. But and from this time I started my regular full HD video podcast because I stream and record in full HD 60 pixels per second, and it's okay and it's enough, and everything looks perfect. But yes, I had to tell you now that use the help of AI chatbots and you have to check the setup, the settings. It's not enough that you can set up the settings of your webcam. You have to go into your OBS Studio in my case, and you have to set up the size of the video. You cannot keep it default because yes, now the best part, it can be my stand-up comedy routine. I kept everything in default mode. That means my older videos are in very low resolution, not size. It's in a very low resolution, maybe 640 to see a crack. No, 640 to 640 pixels. It looks terrible. And thanks to AI chatbots, I again discovered that I have to use my own resolution of the video, and I did it. I changed it to Full HD, 60 pixels per second, and I use the function that you have that my gaming GPU will help with the decoding of the video, and I discovered that it works great, and from that moment the video looks great. But then from that time I put my webcam on my books because I didn't want it to use with my notebook because my webcam could broke, and I didn't want to do it, and I simply put my webcam on my books, and I was a professional podcaster. Okay, but I discovered that and I was thinking, Peter, you have to buy something, and I did it. I bought a Role AI easy creator that can that use their AI for moving, and I can simply activate it, but I don't need it, but I can use it if I want. But it's a very good holder, this Role AI easy creator, for my webcam, and I can simply look into my webcam that is connected to this Role easy creator. I bought it for last Christmas with my professional studio headphones, Biodynamic, for better monitoring the sound of my podcast. And I discovered a big thing. And this is my second stand-up comedy routine because I forgotten not no I didn't forget. I simply didn't use the right setup for my microphone. Yes, people, my microphone was shouting at you, and because the gain was in the bad side, and thanks to AI chatbot, I used the right settings for it, and now uh, and now I always use the right setting of the gain of my microphone, the right volume of the microphone for monitoring my headphones, and I discovered filters in my OBS studio and the volume of my microphone in my OBS studio, and thanks to AI chatbots I discovered it, and now the settings are right. And yes, and thanks to AI chatbots I how can I say it in English? And thanks to AI chatbots, I discovered that I need the right volume of my headphones that are connected via 3.5mm jack to my microphone, because I had problems with my body. That means I had problem with my body. My body hurt I think, while I was podcasting, and AI chatbots explained Microsoft Copilot. Oh, Peter, don't destroy everything. And Microsoft Copilot explained that, Peter, you have to increase the volume of the monitoring system on your microphone, and I did it. If you want to monitor the sound of your podcast with the professional headphones, uh, like myself, you need to increase the volume, because you have to learn how to listen yourself. I mean the live monitoring of yourself, and I did it. It's only all thing about practicing, and then yes, and I bought Connect IT Studio LED light that can that is thanks to it you can see my face better, and that's great. And then yes, I now can I change the topic again and talk about the history of my Peter's English podcast, because my Peter's English podcast was only about my fairy tales in English. But I was thinking, Peter, you only read the whole time. You don't practice your English. And I decided to change it. I added the new type of episodes where I was learning English vocabulary with the duo cards, but it was very boring. But then I decided that yes, and yes, I have to tell you that I was doing everything like today. I was only reading everything and without showing you, and I decided to start the new era of Peter's English podcast. And thanks to the new era, I added PPP, picture-in-picture episodes, where I share with you the chat with AI chatbots, or the text of my chapters of my novel Viera the Vampire Diary, because you have to see everything, and it's a very good idea. And I created 3 types of episodes. The first is picture-in-picture storytelling episode about my novel Viera the Vampire Diary. I do it every Saturday when I write, stream, and record my novel Viera the Vampire Diary. The second is picture-in-picture Learn English with Peter. Is the kind of episode where I share with you the chat with AI chatbots, and AI chatbots are my English teachers. Yes, I can use them for every kind of English learning, and that's a great idea, I think, because I can learn something and I can share with you how to do it. Because I decided that the second goal and the third goal of Peter's English podcast is not only publishing my fairy tales, it has to be practicing my English skills, like speaking skills in English, and I wanted to inspire you for learning English, because learning English is my lifestyle, and it can be your lifestyle too. Why not? It's a very good lifestyle. Learning English can change your life forever. I really recommend you to learn English my way. And I decided to add the third type of episodes, that is Peter's Sunday Ramble, and this is the biggest challenge for me, because thanks to this kind of episode, where I want to ramble for 1 hour without any kind of preparation, I can practice my speaking skills in English about everything what I want. Okay, and I'm thinking about the last 4 type, this interview with my future guests, but I don't have any kind of guests. Okay, and I'm streaming and practicing. I've been doing my podcast since 24th of June 2024 until now, and that's great. Okay, what else? And yes, I have to tell you that thanks to AI chatbots, I created my own website, I created my YouTube channel, I added my podcast, I learned what is RSS feed, what is hosting of your podcast, what is podcast, and that's great. And I added my podcast everywhere, and you can find my podcast really everywhere. You can find my podcast in Spotify, Deezer, or every bad or good podcast app, and my numbers are increasing. I mean the numbers of my audio podcast, and that's great. Okay, this was this topic, the history of Peter's English podcast. Now we can continue with what we yes. Yes, I can tell you about my novel now, Viera the Vampire Diary, because it's a very good idea to talk about my novel again and again and again, because you don't know what is it. My novel is a comedy sitcom series. It's full of fun, comedy, is a strong satire against everything, because I like to make fun of girls, I like to make fun of everything, and the main character is the main female character is Viera the Vampire Girl. I found her name for her the name in Slovak female calendar, and why not? I simply like the name. Don't think, people, that I was inspired by someone. No. I only chose the name from the calendar because I like this name. That's all. And then the biggest inspiration was from Dracula by Bram Stoker. Yes, people, I liked Dracula's female vampire brides, because I always think that I always make fun of girls that they are dangerous, beautiful female vampires, and I did, and I was inspired. So, and I was inspired, and I created Viera the Vampire Girl Diary. Viera the Vampire Girl is a vampire girl. She lives in Slovakia. She lives in East Slovakia with her parents, and she's typical Slovak East female vampire, because I like to connect Slovak folk with the novel and with the fun. And she's funny, she's strict, she's dominant, and she was single. And then I decided that I like to make fun of myself too, and I added myself in the story. Why not? And I'm I'm her boyfriend in my story, because I like to make fun of myself, and I like to make fun of everything, and I always practice my writing skill thanks to it. And the first chapters were too serious. We found a lot of wild dialogues, but then I decided that I want to change my novel into a comedy sitcom, and I did it. And I like to write it, because it's like watching a good movie on TV. And I decided to add a lot of funny, crazy dialogues, and I did it. And now I did uh, 56 chapters of my novel Viera the Vampire Diary, and I decided to create seasons, because thanks to Wattpad I can create seasons of my own novel, and I created 2 seasons. The first season has 30 chapters, and the second season has 26 chapters now. Yes, you can watch it after after the published day of Peter's English podcast, that is this Friday, 6th of March 2026, when you can find these new episodes. And okay, and yes, people, Viera the Vampire Diary is my comedy sitcom. For me, it's funny. If you don't like it, it's your choice. It's my hobby. It's my lifestyle. Learning English is my lifestyle, and I called it all. I mean, learning English, watching movies and series in English, listening to my favorite English podcasts and audiobooks, doing my podcast, and doing my novel Viera the Vampire Diary. I called it all learning English. It's my lifestyle. It's my hobby. And you cannot tell me what I should do. You cannot judge me, because it's my thing, it's my business. Don't care, please. Yes? It's my hobby, and thanks to it, I can practice my speaking skills in English. And how I do my novel? I write the Slovak version into the chat of Microsoft Copilot. You can use another chatbot if you want. And AI chatbot translates everything into polite spoken English. And why? Because thanks to it, I can learn from the real English text a lot of pronunciation. I mean, I can learn real English text, real English phrases, and I can use it for my English, and it helped, really. It helped for me, and that's great. But yes, you can write we found using AI chatbots. It's good for your English too, but for me, it works, and that's great. Okay. You can support my novel, you can support my podcast, you can follow me, you can write positive comments, and that's great, but in English, of course, not in Slovak, not in other languages, because I don't speak your English. I don't speak your English. I don't speak Slovak. Oh, yes, I speak Slovak, but I want to practice my English. And yes, and the future of my podcast is so I want to thanks to my podcast I can connect with everyone in the world, and the future is so okay. I repeated myself again. Yes, I know, I'm not crazy. Don't worry. I want to do live streams with my own Peter's English podcast community. It has to be a member who for whom is learning English it's their lifestyle. It means they like learning English, watching movies and series in English, listening their own English podcast and audiobooks, doing their own English podcast and doing their own English novel like myself. It has to be people that for them learning English is the same lifestyle than for me. And thanks to learning English, I can change my life, because I can learning English is an international language. Number one, you can watch movies and series in English. You can listen to your favorite English podcasts and audiobooks, and you can travel around the world. You can meet new people, new love, new friends. You can and yes, you can enjoy the big world of English content, because the 90% of internet is in English. You can learn a lot. You can use listening as your hobby, like me. And yes, I can speak about listening, how to do a good listening. Listening is the most important thing for everyone. Because you have to listen natural English conversation between English native speakers. You have to learn how natural English sounds. The best idea is not watching movies, is not watching series. The best idea is listening your favorite English podcast that have natural English conversation between English native speakers, but you can use movies and series in English for having fun, and you can use the phrases from English sitcoms or English movies for improving your English. But the best idea for listening is listening to your favorite English podcast. And how to do it? You don't need to only listen and do nothing. No, no, no. Thanks to listening, you can do everything what you want. How? You can do something at home while you can listen in the same time your favorite English podcast. And believe me, it works. It works, and for me it works, and it can work for everyone else because my English podcasts are great. And I bought for myself. I have my own headphones. I don't use these professional studio headphones. I use my gaming headphones. And today I bought for myself new GBL headphones with ANC because I decided to bought my new Bluetooth and 3.5 millimeter jack headphones outside during the garden season. Yes, because I live in the house and I always work in the garden during the garden season after work. And yes, the most of the people can say, Peter, why are you doing this boring work? It's not boring. It's not boring while are you listening your favorite English podcast in the same time like me. And it works. I discovered that when I'm doing something at home while I'm listening my favorite English podcast, I like this job and I can finish something and I can do everything what I want. And you can cook something while are you listening. You can clean dust, you can vacuum, you can do everything what you want. And I want to use my new Bluetooth headphones GBL for doing gardening during the garden season. This is my new headphones that I want to that I bought today, and I want to use my gaming Bluetooth headphones for relaxing at home because they are heavy, and yes, and my GBL headphones are lighter, and that's great because you cannot use heavy headphones outside. But yes, some people can say, Peter, you could use your MP3 earphones. Yes, but imagine when someone start to make noise outside, how you want to listen. And the best idea is headphones, overhead headphones with ANC, and I buy it, and it's a good idea because they are very light, and I hope that it can work. But I think it can work very well, and we'll see. I can show you later. Oh, I don't know. Well, we'll see if I can show you or not. My new GBL headphones, Bluetooth headphones, they are very light, and I use my GBL charge 4 speaker during the weekends when I'm relaxing at home. But if I have to do something, I always listen to my favorite English podcast while I'm doing something. But if I don't need, I always watch my the video versions of Peter, don't destroy it. I always watch the video versions of my favorite English podcasts, and it's a very good idea for you too. People start to listen to your favorite English podcast while you are doing something, and it's great. I really recommend you. You can listen a lot of hours, because if you want to practice and learn English, you have to practice everything. 5P, practice is for everything, for listening, for speaking. And then, yes, and then I started to write my diary in English. But the best idea how to practice my writing skills in English is writing my novel, Viera the Vampire Diary, because I can learn a lot. And then I decided, and thanks to my podcast, I can practice my speaking skills in English. And I can build something, because my Peter English podcast is my playground. Okay, Peter, don't survive. Yes, survive. You have to survive this. You can do it. Let's continue. Okay, this is how to practice your listening skills. How to continue? Yes, you can find my favorite English podcast in my link tree, and they are great for learning English. I spoke about Luke's English podcast. It's very good and very funny British English podcast. You can listen to natural British English, how it's spoken. Luke is very funny and very great English teacher. His podcast is perfect for learning English. Is created for you. I mean, for learners of English. And I listen to all his English podcasts and speak English podcasts now with Georgiana. And these two are about American English and American culture. I really recommend you, because thanks to all this English you can practice American English. I mean conversations, and okay, this was, and yes, people, watch or listen Slovak English platforms like Výuka aj online.cz and jazykový mentoring.sk. Thanks to these English learning platforms, you can watch for free how to learn English in the right way and inspire yourself for learning English thanks to these English learning platforms. And okay, what else? Oh, I've been streaming for 47 minutes without any kind of problems. Yes, I always talk about the same thing, about my history, about my novel, about yes, I can talk again about AI, because AI is the very good tool for learning English. It can be very good English teacher. You can chat with it in English, and don't worry, it can find every kind of information on the internet. But don't worry about giving you your data, because you write your about yourself everywhere. And what can you do if you don't want to give someone your data on the internet? Don't use the internet, and don't believe people who about these conspiracy theories that AI is evil, AI can destroy our lives and blah blah blah. Is not true. AI was created as our creative partner. It wasn't created for destroying people and humanity or replace it. No. AI was created for as a creative partner. It can help you. It cannot improve itself. AI cannot improve itself. It cannot be evil. And don't worry, companies doesn't want to create evil AI. Don't worry and don't believe this. And don't believe conspiracy theories on the internet, and don't believe everything what is on the internet, because these articles on the internet wants to shock you, and don't listen, don't watch it. These articles that want to shock you, it can shock you in every way. What else? And yes, I can speak about Duolingo again, because I used to use it before, and it's only a game. What is Duolingo? Duolingo is an application where you can not learn. You can play games in English or in other language. Yes, it has listening skills. listening things, but it's only a few stories. It's only a game. And you can learn only American English in Duolingo. You cannot learn British English. You don't have other kinds of English. Do you think so that there is British English there? No, it's not. And it's only a game. If you want to learn English, you install Duolingo and start to practice your listening. I mean real listening. Thanks to your favorite English podcast, and use mine, Luke's English podcast, All is English, and Speak English podcast now with Georgiana. These podcasts are created for learning English. You can listen real English and not these stupid stories from Duolingo. Then you have to practice your speaking skills. You cannot speak English without practicing your speaking skills. Do you think that you can do it? Okay. And yes, I forgot. The best idea how to practice your speaking skills, the first thing is think in English. You have to think in English because it's the very good idea how to practice your speaking skills. Think like English native speakers. Think only in English the whole time. It can really help you. Then you can practice your speaking skills before the mirror if you don't want to create your own podcast. But I think creating your own English podcast is the best idea. You can practice your English. You can create your own novels that are funny. You can build something real because your free English podcast is free. You can do it for free. And whoa, Peter, don't destroy your cables. Okay, you can do it for free, and you can connect with everyone in the world, and that's great. And you can have your own hobby, and this is the best hobby, your lifestyle. And thanks to learning English, you can enjoy a big world of English content. You can have a better paid job. You can connect with everyone in the world, because English is the main language of the world, of the planet Earth. You have to do it. It can really change your life forever. You don't need driver license or other stupid things. The best idea is learning English, because thanks to learning English, you can have friends, you can have better paid job, you can travel around the world, you can think positive, you can enjoy the big world of English content, you can create your own content, like myself. You can create your own English podcast, you can write your own English novel, you can open a lot of doors. Thanks to it, you can change your life and the life of your children. I think it's a very good idea. Oh, I've been streaming for 53 minutes. Okay, it's the end of this live stream. And yes, as you know, I have to repeat myself, I bought for myself new JBL lighter Bluetooth headphones that I want to use them outside during the garden season, because my headphones, studio headphones, biodynamic, are too heavy. My gaming my gaming headphones are too heavy too, and I want to use them only inside when I'm relaxing. But I decided to use everything. I mean, I decided to use 2.5 days of my GPL Lite Bluetooth headphones. Then I want to use my gaming headphones for 2.5 days, and the weekends I want to use my JBL Charge 4 Bluetooth speaker. But during the garden season, I want to use outside my JBL Lite Bluetooth headphones that are great for these activities. And I hope that it was a good idea to buy, but I think it is. And I'm very happy that my numbers of my podcast are increasing the whole time. But except YouTube, because YouTube is very hard and to improve. And what else? I want to yes, I can. In the end, I want to tell you that that I created. As you know, I cut it my creativity from publishing and edited, edited and editing, and I created the published day of Peter's English podcast. The published day of Peter's English podcast is the day when I only publish every recording of my podcast that I did for the last 14 days, because I did everything in one day, and I cannot continue with this calendar where I do everything in one day. Everything has to have it rules. It cannot be a chaos. It cannot be a mess. Cut your creativity from publishing. You cannot do everything in one day, like myself. And this is the new era of Peter's English podcast. And everything has its calendar. Everything has its own rules, and that's great. And yes, I was thinking about how to use LEP Premium, because thanks to LEP Premium you can improve. LEP Premium is looks real teaching of British English. I'm a proud LEP Premium Labster, but I don't use it, and I decided to create system and the calendar of it too. But first I want to finish the whole archive, because I listened to 940 episodes of LEP until now, because I've been listening LEP free from August 2023 until now, and I want to end this whole archive, and then I want to continue, because how to practice your listening skills, you have to repeat and repeat listening of the free episodes of LEP. Why? Because LEP free is about natural English that you can learn, and it's a very good idea. You have to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. But thanks to LEP Premium, you can learn from Luke's teaching a lot about British English, and I decided to create my own calendar. That means after my shift of week A, when I work in the afternoon, I want to listen LEP Premium, and during the week and after the shift of week B, when I work in the morning, I want to listen LEP free. I want to start again from episode 1 until the end of the archive, again and again and again, because I can improve my English. And you have to do it too, Labsters and other people. And it's a very good idea. Why? Because I have to repeat myself, but thanks to LEP free, you can listen natural British English, and that's great. And you have to repeat and repeat again and again you're listening, and you have to add LEP Premium. Thanks to it, you can improve your English, because LEP Premium is about Luke's teaching natural British English. And yes, you can use another paid services of jazykové mentoring, bodka.sk, výuka aj online, or Georgiana Speak English Podcast Now, or Always English. It's on everything. It's on you. I simply explained you my calendar, my system. I explained you how I've improved my English, and it's great. Okay, Peter, you have been streaming for 59 minutes. Okay, people, let's read this slogan again. It's by learn English, be successful, change your life, open a lot of doors, create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented, because learning English is for everyone. Thank you, people, for your watching. Thank you, people, for your listening. Follow me everywhere. Support me with following, with viewing and listening my podcast. You can write positive comments, only positive, because I like positive comments, not bad, because I can block you if I want. Don't judge me, everything, my family, everything, please. People, don't judge me, because I don't care about you. It's my life. In my life, it's about me. It's about my decision. And learning English, it's my lifestyle, and you cannot destroy it. You cannot change it. If you want to be my friend or if you want to be my girlfriend, you have to learn English like me. Learning English has to be your lifestyle. You have to watch movies and series in English. You have to listen to your favorite English podcast. You have to do your own English podcast. And you have to do your own novel like me. Yeah, because I want to connect with, in general, with people. For them is learning English their lifestyle. And this is the most important thing. And no one can change my dream, that is learning English. Learning English, my dream, is my hobby. And it's all called learning English. You cannot stop me. If you try to stop me, I want to fight for myself, and you cannot stop me if you do whatever you want. It's my hobby, my decision, and go away. But others, you who want to follow me, thank you very much. We can have fun if you like learning English like me. And okay, people, that's it. That's it. I have enough because I've been streaming for 1 hour. Thank you for your watching. Thank you for your listening. And I want to tell you bye bye. Let's stop this. Bye bye, people.